We here at the Movie Ticket Radio podcast salute all the YouTubers who do all their videos because, you know, I found out this is a lot of work. Hi, I'm J.R. Russ, and we're posting our podcasts here now just for more people to find and hear them. But, you know, John Landecker and I are pretty much radio guys. In fact, folks have said that we have faces for radio. That means no pictures, no video, no graphics, just this. So sit back and enjoy the oral experience, spelled A-U-R-A-L. That means sound, not what you're probably thinking.
Movie Ticket Radio.
Welcome to the Movie Ticket Radio podcast, the companion to the streaming audio movie hits format, MovieTicketRadio.com. I'm your charming and delightful host, J.R. Russ, and with me, Hall of Fame broadcaster John Records Landecker. And John, what are we going to be talking about today?
Yes, sir. High Fidelity from the year 2000. Another Cusack production.
An extravaganza.
With fantastic music in it. Whoa,
Yeah.
What a soundtrack.
I think John is really into music. I think he takes a pretty big hand in the selection of the cuts in there in his movies.
I didn't check, but I'm sure he has some input. And, you know, Jack Black jumping around is a sight to be seen.
He's great. I love him.
Yeah.
And he's got a really wide range. He's the best, I think, when he's being funny and kind of a slacker. That's his best character.
Yeah.
But he's done some serious stuff and the like as well. He's a great actor, too.
He's got the record store deal down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It certainly does. Also interesting, Kristen Wiig in there.
Right.
Jeff Daniels, an appearance, and Sean Bean.
So the plot of this movie basically is a bunch of slackers and geeks running a record store.
And really the underlying thing is that John Cusack's character has a breakup with his girlfriend.
Oh, yes. Of course.
And so the music is the points, and it's the soundtrack for his relationship life, basically.
Right. And it's also an homage to Vinyl Freaks.
Yep, and he classifies his relationships by the album that most typifies that. He had them ranked, like the number one, the number two. It does a reverse countdown, like Casey Kasem.
Right.
And just talks about the music and relationships. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, but I don't know if he rates it because that was the album that was out at the time or just because the feelings of that relationship relate to the feelings he gets when he listens to the music. So that's going to take another view. So keep your eyes open for High Fidelity. Probably, you know, a TBS type movie. It'll be showing on one of those.
It's somewhere.
I think it's in the free zone now, so it's going to come up if you don't mind a few commercials in it. A good movie worth watching. I love when his girlfriend's new boyfriend comes in, played by Tim Robbins, who, by the way, has this audio feature on Patreon called Bobo Supreme, and it's kind of a takeoff on the 2020 election. It's pretty funny. So he comes in as the groovy new boyfriend and tells John Cusack's character to back off stalking his ex. And he takes an air conditioner and smashes him. And then you realize he's just imagining that that's what he'd like to do. And then it's actually where he's just talking to the guy in a polite but icy manner.
Wow.
So lots of tunes.
Yeah. By the way, High Fidelity is on Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay. So check it out, folks.
There you go.
A Rocky Erickson song that I am not familiar with by the 13th Floor Elevators.
You're not familiar with this?
I'm sorry, I'm not.
This is one of my favorites. This is like from the grunge, pre-grunge garage band, late 60s, one-hit wonder. You're going to miss. Oh, you should listen to this tune. It's a rocker, the 13th Floor Elevators.
Well, our studio orchestra is here today. Hey, Google, let's hear 13th Floor Elevators and You're Gonna Miss Me.
You're Gonna Miss Me, stereo LP version by 13th Floor Elevators. Sure.
Okay, Google, stop.
I played that at my very first radio gig.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I never
That's
heard
a
this.
rockin' tune, man. That's one of those, Rhino Records would put out Nuggets or whatever, the psychedelic era, or, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure that's on there somewhere.
I've never heard it, but boy, yeah,
Wow.
It's a very rockin' 60s sound.
It's a bad, they don't care what they sound like, sort of bad production.
Yeah. The meters are banging up against the side. We
You
don't
know it.
The
You
more
know it.
the more distortion, the better.
I really like that tune, though. There's a whole era of, I wouldn't say similar, but they would fall into that genre if there was one. And as a matter of fact, the next song, I Want Candy, performed by Bow Wow, was originally done by the Strangeloves. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
Okay, now that I would put the Strangeloves in with the 13th Floor Elevators as sort of that kind of sound. The Strangeloves had another song, Nighttime,
Okay.
which also is heavy guitar, minimal production value.
And I do have to correct you here. You left out a wow.
Oh, Bow Wow Wow?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
I mean, Bow Wow it's like your dog Colt, but that
Exactly.
extra wow adds plenty of wow.
In fact, I'm surprised he didn't start barking when I said just Bow Wow.
How is Colt? Is he a good boy today?
He is a very good boy.
Okay, well,
Yep.
well, maybe we'll hear from him if the mailman passes by or something.
Don't worry, if somebody comes near, the four-legged warning alarm system will go off. Trust me.
If someone comes near from Colt, you will hear.
Is that Shakespeare?
All right, big hit in this movie.
Who doesn't know this song?
Croc Rock.
Crocodile Rock, written by Elton John, Bernie Taupin, performed by Elton John.
Yep. And another pretty big one that was very odd sounding song when Tommy James and the Shondells did it, Crimson and Clover, because of the style of production, but a redo done by Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
So, after the hanky-panky and I Think We're Alone Now, everything got a little more Sergeant Peppery, so to speak. And he did Crystal Blue Persuasion and Crimson and Clover.
Yeah.
They were hits, both of them.
Yeah, pretty big hits.
Yeah.
Peter Lucia was also a co-writer on that. And then getting more current into the 80s, Jacob's Ladder by Huey Lewis and the News. It was a good one. Step by step, inch by inch. Slowly I turn. Oh, I don't know that.
No, that's the Three Stooges.
Yes, that's right. Neil Peart, Geddy Lee, and Alex Lifeson, co-writers on that one.
How about that?
Yeah. Geddy Lee's in Rush.
Yeah.
Yes. Very varied styles of music in here, going all the way back from that You're Gonna Miss Me by the 13th Floor Elevators, and then into the Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, rocking with Huey Lewis, a pop sound, and then very pop, Katrina and the Waves, Walking on Sunshine.
It doesn't get any more poppy than that. But then I reflect now, because look at the next one. It's The River, Bruce Springsteen. So what we're basically getting here is what you would find at a record store.
Yeah, very diverse.
Right?
Very diverse.
Yeah.
By the way, did you see that Bruce is apparently going to sell his catalog for around $400 million?
I did see that. That seems to be something, what's the term I'm looking for?
Crazy?
Thing with artists that aren't going to get any airplay anymore, so to speak. Not that it's airplay. That's the wrong term too. But anyway.
Sales, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, possibly.
You'd think he'd want to maintain that for his family, though.
Well, I think $400 million will go a long way.
I don't know. I think I could go through that pretty quickly. You buy a few yachts and a few
and bing, you're broke.
mansions, and the upkeep there, it's gone. It doesn't.
Yeah, you'd be
easy
filing
come,
for
easy go.
Right, filing for bankruptcy.
I bought that gold yacht, went right to the bottom. Like these people that hit the lottery and they're on some show in a year, cruise through $20 million.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Peter Frampton's song, big hit from the 70s, showing up in this.
Baby, I Love Your Way, Frampton Comes Alive was the album. Oh,
Yep, Colt loves it.
there's Colt.
Yeah,
Frampton Comes Alive.
Colt comes alive.
How's it going, Colt?
all right.
Frampton Comes Alive was the album, which at the time was one of the largest selling albums or live albums ever.
That's right. Colt agrees.
Yeah. Had other hits on it like Show Me the Way.
And he used that mouth deal that, yeah, there's actually a name for that, and I can't remember what it's called.
I don't know either.
Hey, Google, what was Peter Frampton's special effect called?
Google's going to know that?
I don't know, but I found
Thank
these
you.
results on search.
Oh, well, he can make me do the work. No, sorry. That's what I'm paying you for.
Well, you do.
Google.
Wait a minute. Hold it, Google. We're not doing it. What do you think we got you in here for?
Idiot.
Now, if you're not able to perform up to your job description, perhaps you should be replaced.
Or just unplugged.
Now, the next two
Oh, baby.
is a sexy one. Boom, 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 boom. Barry White.
I'm going to love you.
Just a little more, babe. Yep.
Once again, very diverse sound
Yep.
for a record store. You can hear all those different things. Of course, these relate to his girlfriends, too, a lot of these.
Are you going to be able to edit Colt out of all of this, or are you just going to leave him in?
I'm going to probably leave them in.
Okay. I think we should. Some of it you could take out, but I think you should leave. Hi, Colt. What are you doing?
I figured I was talking on your show. I figured I'd come in and see what's going on.
We're going to put you on a... Thousands of people are going to hear you now. Yeah. Okay, go away. That's a good boy. All right. Where are we here? Oh, now, talking about the diversity of it all, right? I mean, we had 13th Floor Elevators, Bow Wow Wow, Elton John, Joan Jett, Huey Lewis, Katrina and the Waves, Springsteen, Frampton, Barry White, and now the Velvet Underground.
Mm-hmm. With a Lou Reed song.
Which, again, emphasizes the eclectic nature of the soundtrack, which reflects the nature of a record store.
Yep. Who Loves the Sun in that one.
Yeah.
And again, another very different sound. Aretha Franklin with a huge hit she wrote, performed.
Rocksteady Baby. Yeah.
Then moving on to another.
I got to buy the soundtrack to this. This is really good.
There is some good stuff here.
Yeah.
Like Queen, of course.
We Are the Champions, written by Freddie Mercury, performed by Queen.
Yep.
And then you got Elvis Costello and the Attractions.
Shipbuilding.
I wonder what a radio station would sound like with this kind of format.
Probably a train wreck, unless you had back cells. In fact, that's kind of what movie ticket radio is for the listeners who have listened to this podcast but not listened to the actual streaming format at movieticket.radio.com. Is it does play all this eclectic music, but each song has what's called a back cell, or it tells you in what movies the song appeared. So the songs aren't played back to back, so you don't have these grinding segues.
Right.
And I think if you did that, you could probably have that, or you could just listen to Movie Ticket Radio, because we'll be playing these songs. In fact, we're playing them now, so tune it in.
Indeed.
And by the way, you can also write to us if you got questions or movies you'd like us to talk about with great music in them.
Oh, yes.
It's movieticketradio@gmail.com.
All right, then.
And here's another very diverse one called Tonight I'll Be Staying Here With You, written and performed by
Bob Dylan. I don't think I've ever heard it.
Hey Google, play Tonight I'll Be Staying With You by Bob Dylan.
Tonight I'll Be Staying Here With You by Bob Dylan. Sure.
Mellow. Oh yeah. Come on, Bob.
Throw my ticket out the window.
All right.
He threw his ticket out the window.
Throw my suitcase out there too.
And he threw his suitcase out there too. Okay.
But I'll be staying here with you.
Okay, Google, stop. Okay, Google, stop.
Google likes Dylan. Google like Dylan.
Okay, so there you go. Then, all right, Google.
Colt alert.
Colt like Dylan. He and Google. Come on,
All
Colt.
right. There's no way of calming him down, so don't
Come
even
on,
try.
Colt. Get it together.
He can't. He is. This is him getting it together.
Grand Funk Railroad. Mark Farter, writer on that one.
Right. We were talking about a tune
Yes.
called Get It Together.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And another of the eclectic soundtrack of high fidelity, or in this case, high Fido. Could call it that too.
Nice one. The Moonbeam song by Harry Nilsson.
Yeah. I don't know if that was on Nilsson Schmilsson, which is one of my favorite album titles.
God, Colt, what's out there?
Probably The Leaves, you know.
There's a tune I haven't heard either, but I don't care. We don't need to have Google play it.
Every time.
Yeah.
One that I always liked was Mendocino by Sir Douglas Quintet.
Yep. Was a hit.
That's in here. Doug Sam, Shasham, Sam, writer there. And I think this is one of your all-time favorite songs.
The Night Chicago Died.
By Paper Lace.
Yeah, the thing is, and I guess there's a bit of a disagreement, because the record starts out with Daddy was a cop on the east side of Chicago. Well, there really is. Of course, every town has its east side, but nobody that I know in Chicago says, hey, I'm from the east side.
Because
They
that's
say,
pretty much Lake Michigan, other than a
right.
few
Well,
blocks.
they would say, I'm from the north side, south side, west side, Gold Coast, Streeterville, Wrigleyville. You know, there's a lot of things to be from, but I've never heard anybody say, oh, yeah, I'm from the east side.
If they would have just done some minor research, they could have said, Daddy was a cop on the west side of Chicago, and it would have been fine. But no.
Well, it was a big hit anyway, so
And it polkas at the end, which how much more Chicago can you get? I think there are more Polish people in Chicago than there are in Warsaw.
I believe that's true.
Yeah. Mitch Murray and Peter Callender, the writers there, who didn't research that Chicago doesn't have much of an east side other than a few blocks. Chicago is one of those odd cities where the center of the city is off center.
Indeed.
And most of the time, another Bob Dylan song appearing in there.
Which I do not know.
No, but we'll, I've had my Dylan fix for the day.
Yeah, right.
Most of the time, I like Bob Dylan, but not necessarily I want to hear it right now. Then I get the sweetest feeling from Jackie Wilson's song that was co-written by Carol Evelyn and Van McCoy of Hustle fame.
Yeah.
And then one from the group that you hear on The Tonight Show,
How about that?
The Anti-Circle, written by Tarek Trotter and Questlove as Amir Thompson and Joshua Abrams. Yes, The Roots from Philadelphia
Wow.
performing on there.
Wow. How about that?
And a Kink song, Ray Davies writing Everybody's Gonna Be Happy.
Mm-hmm.
And that takes us to our very last song, Will It Be the Last Bark from Cole.
I believe when I fall in love, it'll be forever.
Stevie and Yvonne Wright.
Wrote it. Yeah, performed by Stevie.
Yeah, so I don't think you can find a much more eclectic movie with some pretty big hits and some kind of far-reaching stuff in there that is pretty interesting.
Totally agree. Yep.
That is the soundtrack of High Fidelity.
Yep.
So that is it for today, I think. I think next time we should go to a movie that I just happened to see recently, and it's a 2015 movie.
The Martian, Matt Damon.
I always get Ben Affleck and Matt Damon mixed up.
Well, they are sort of, in a certain way, joined at the hip, but yeah, it's Ben Affleck. Matt Damon. I just did it.
There you go.
It's
The Martian.
It's Matt Affleck.
Yeah.
Oh, it's somebody I don't. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we'll do that next time around. What do you think?
Sure.
Okay. Well, we'll catch you next time. Don't forget to like us and just share us. Tell people about us, will you? Just let's set this thing on fire. You can always hear us at movieticket.radio.com, plus wherever you listen to podcasts.
Or
And-
Barking Dogs.
Yeah. Barkingdog.com, I think, too, is another one you can check out. Just search Google for the podcast with the dog barking in it.
You know, if we picked a different time of day to do this podcast, we'd probably have a lot less barking, but that's for the future.
Next time around, it's going to be The Martian. And for now, I'm still closely grounded to Earth, J.R. Russ.
I'm John Landecker. And he's Colt.
Woof, woof.
Movie Ticket Radio.